The details of the two boys there, same age, and Edberg Batola. The ranking of Edberg there in the world, very much better than Cash at the moment, though Cash is recovering from injury and is worth more than this. In fact, if he wins today, he'll finish as the 11th player in the world, and the seeding reflecting those world rankings. Both, of course, right-handers. And if you had written the script for the last Open at Kooyong, you could hardly have produced a better men's singles final. The defending champion, the young man from Sweden, who so many people think, along with Boris Becker, is all set to dominate world tennis for the next few years, and the man most likely to upset those plans, Pat Cash, himself a great athlete, the same sort of age, and with a burning desire to succeed. I think today, Alan Stone, the crowd support for Cash is going to be once again a decisive factor. It was in the Davis Cup.
Yes, I was going to ask you who you really felt had the edge and who you thought might win the match, John. I'm leaning towards Cash, although not super confidently.
Play, please.
Because, as you said, Edberg is the defending champion. He's a beautiful player on grass. He's got a fine match temperament, and he's played much better here in this tournament than when he lost to Cash 4 weeks ago in the Davis Cup.
I think Edberg must be the logical favourite, because the way he's been playing this week is far better.
And elects to serve.
So Edberg is taking the positive approach. He wants the serve. That's a good sign that he's thinking positively and in an attacking frame of mind. If you look at the way he's been playing here, you'd have to say that
first set
Edberg should win. But, and it's a big but, can he withstand 12,000 voices calling for Cash? Edberg to serve.
Well. Out.
Love 15.
First blood to Cash.
Out.
15 all.
So let's have a look at that service action. The ball toss over to the left. Look at the knee bend and the back arch and the racket coming very sharply from left to right to impart that top spin, which gets the bounce. It's really a beautiful serve, and then with pretty much the same toss, he can serve the one wide to the forehand, which is rather remarkable. So it's a hard serve to read.
$30-15. First service.
For some reason, Edberg alone of the great servers here seems not to be affected by the slope of this court away from the net.
I think it's to do really with the trajectory of his serve. He's really hitting up and over the ball, and the ball's going up when it leaves his racket, and I think that's maybe why he always serves well here.
40-15.
Other players with a more straight down trajectory on their serve tend to serve a lot into the tape, like someone like Peter McNamara.
Perhaps we should just mention that they've met only twice before. Both times in 1986 they stand at 1-all. It's out.
Game Edberg.
Edberg safely through an awkward first hurdle.
First game.
Yes, as you said, it's always a great relief when you're playing a big match to hold your first serve. You go to the chair and you feel like a great weight has been lifted from your shoulders. And he dropped the opening point, but then came back very strongly with his serving.
What will Cash be applying here? Fly spray?
I think so, yes. They're out in force today, the flies. They haven't been too bad this summer in Melbourne, but we've got a very humid day here today, and that seems to have brought them out.
And I don't think there are any physical considerations to worry about as far as stamina goes. They're both very fit, both young. And Edberg hasn't been that tested. He wasn't in the doubles yesterday.
No, he looks very confident. I thought he played very well in the doubles yesterday.
Time.
So welcome back to Kooyong. The birds look down from up there, and they see, among other things, Tony Pickard in the cap there on the left. The coach
Cash to serve.
of Stefan Edberg, and his girlfriend there, Annette. And also Ian Barclay there in the red cap supporting Pat Cash. Nice to see the two supporting camps fraternising.
So the moment. Let's look at Cash here, that lovely easy serve, and he moves in. I really like the way he moves across the net. I think he's the best net player probably in the game at the moment. McEnroe not counting just at this stage.
Gives you a good view, doesn't it, of how the player sees the ball. Very good quick turn by Edberg. The lob too short. I'm glad they removed the sawdust. He might have slipped otherwise on that turn. Although Cash lost the first time they met in Stockholm last year, I think that Davis Cup final win against Edberg must be in both of their minds at the moment.
Game Cash. One game more.
So now Cash too will be relaxed.
Yes, a very impressive start likewise from him. A love game there on serve. Just re-gripping his racket very quickly. He's only got 30 seconds. Just looking at his racket, I was speaking to his personal racket stringer, Alan Breeze, and he strung up 5 rackets last night for Cash for today's final. Cash will often change rackets at the end of a set, even if a string hasn't broken. Very thin gauge gut he uses. In fact, before the semi-final match, Cash had 8 rackets strung that night, preceding the semi-final. A little bit of tension down there, John, to miss a volley like that.
Serve that you were talking about.
40-15.
Perhaps aided a little by the court?
Yes, I think that one did get a little bit more bite as we watch Edberg play that beautiful serve, and that's the worry when the court has been a little affected with rain. Probably would get some patches that may be still a little softer than others, causing a slight variation in bounce.
Game Edberg.
No service breaks. Edberg 2-1 for a set.
Love.
Mel and I was talking earlier today as we see this replay. Beautiful point. Cash in the right place. I was talking earlier today to the great John Bromwich, who won the 1946, the first post-war tournament here. And I'm sure somebody else, we mustn't forget, who will be watching, the great Jack Crawford. 4 times the winner here in the 1930s, from 7 appearances in the final.
15 all.
The first double fault. Almost inevitably when Cash double faults, it's into the net. Just constantly reminding himself just to keep the ball toss up and reaching up for it. Sometimes forgets and drags them down into the tape. Cash moving forward, beautiful knee bend for the low volley. Now watch him get set and then really powers away that smash. He's got a beautiful overhead. Takes a great lob to get over his head.
Stefan's girlfriend, who's been in his corner with Tony all along. For 2 sets, he was absolutely faultless. He wavered and came back.
Edberg wins 3 sets to 2. 6-3, 6-4, 3-6, 5-7, 6-3.
And that takes some doing, Alan.
Yes, that's the mark of a real champion there, that 5th set score for Stefan Edberg. You would have thought that having lost the 3rd and 4th sets, that he wouldn't be able to withstand the determination of Cash and the 12,000 strong barracking here for Cash. The mark of a champion, Stefan Edberg.